So every year, this time of year, we drive down the highway and you look at beautiful fields just covered with bluebonnets and other wildflowers, and you might think, oh, what can I do to get those in my garden? Well, this time of year is really too late to get your seeds going because you really need to plant them in the summer or fall of the previous year for good flowers. But the good news is there are a lot of things that you can do right now, summer annuals that will bloom either in the summer or later in the fall. So you can do things like partridge pea is one of my favorites. It's a great plant. It's in the bean family or legume family, and it gets about 2.5 to 3 feet tall. And it's really nice because it's very fast. You can put seed down and they'll be blooming. I've had them bloom, 4 or 5 weeks after planting them, so they're very fast. And they're also very airy, which means you can throw them over something like wine cups, which bloom nicely in the spring, but then come summertime, they're looking a little faded. So partridge pea can grow over them and they don't really shade out the wine cups underneath. So that's a really nice pairing. They're also really good for being a nectar plant for butterflies, and they're also good larval food plant for, particularly for sulfur butterflies. Another one of my favorites is a Ringo, and it looks like a nice little purple pineapple. A lot of people might describe it as looking like a thistle, and it's very unusual to think about it, but it's actually in the parsley family. These are also annuals that grow, you plant them now, they grow throughout the summer, they bolt and bloom in the late summer and early fall, and they're really beautiful. They're great for using in dried flower arrangements or in fresh flower arrangements, and also a really good nectar source for some of your swallowtail butterflies in particular. Indian blanket is another one that is really easy to grow and very fast. Usually they're blooming in early spring, but if you plant them later in the spring, you'll actually extend their bloom period so you can get them to bloom throughout the summer. Another trick with them is to deadhead them to keep them blooming. Again, another really good plant for attracting butterflies. And also some of the seed-eating birds like goldfinches will eat the seeds out of them, which is also a good thing if you're trying to attract songbirds. If you have a shady garden and you're looking for some kind of summer blooming plant that you can plant from seed now, the tropical sage is a really good option. Also called scarlet sage, you can buy the seed. They're very easy to grow, really good for attracting hummingbirds and butterflies, particularly the larger butterflies. And they will reseed for you very nicely. If they get a little leggy, they're very easy to just trim them back, and that keeps them nice and compact and bushy. So that's another really good one, especially for shady conditions. If you have a large space, the annual sunflowers are really good. They're very cheerful. You plant them in the spring, they bloom very quickly. You'll see them blooming pretty much all summer and into the fall. Another really good plant to provide seed for goldfinches and other seed-eating birds. Also good for bees and butterflies and other kinds of pollinators. So there's a lot of things that you can plant right now that you can give you nice color and lots of activity in your garden throughout the summer and into the fall. So for Backyard Basics, I'm Andrea DeLong-Amaya.